The interview role play. Peter, hi. Thank you for taking time out to meet with me today. I have allocated 40 minutes for our interview. I am going to briefly outline the structure of our interview. I will be asking you 4 main questions, which are my objectives that I would like to achieve in today's session. You are welcome to answer these 4 questions in any order of preference. Once all the questions have been answered, then I will answer any questions that you have for me. Then before we conclude the interview, there will be 5 requests that I will be asking of you. To note that you will be doing most of the talking, and I will be doing the listening, and taking of notes. I may interrupt when you are talking to ask you to expand on some areas or request that you move on to the next point, so as to ensure that we stay to our 40-minute interview time slot. Before we start, do you have any pressing questions that you would like to get out of the way? What are the objectives that you would like to achieve in this interview? My objectives are the 4 main questions, each with their sub-questions, which are: Question 1, I would like you to walk me through your career progression, from the beginning of your career to your current role. As you walk me through your career, highlight your major achievements and the reason for leaving each company. Question 2, where are you now in your career, and where would you like to be in the next 5 or 10 years from now? What is your career objective, the next step in your career? State both the function that you want to fulfill and the level of responsibility you want to assume. What is your ideal position, in other words, what would you like to be responsible for on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? If I were able to wave a magic wand and create your ideal position and responsibilities, what exactly would your ideal position look like? Question 3, what have you done so far in your search for a new position? Which recruitment companies and client companies have you already approached directly or interviewed with? Where has your CV been in the last 3 to 6 months? It is important that we do not duplicate, and that your CV does not land on the desk of a company from 2 or 3 different recruitment agents. If this happens, you will look desperate, and I will look unprofessional. Question 4, what is your most recent earnings, the date and percentage of your next salary increase, and what are your remuneration expectations? If we had an offer on the table for your ideal position, then what package would you accept gladly, and what package would you turn down? In other words, what would be the minimum package that you would accept for your ideal position? When would you like to start with a new company? What is your notice period? Are you on a month or a calendar notice? Peter, thank you for answering all of my questions. I have a much better understanding now of your background, experience, and where you would like to be in the future. Before I share my 5 requests that I will be asking of you, are there any questions that you have for me? My 5 requests. First request, if there are any changes from our discussion today, for example you receive a salary increase and/or a promotion, or if you are no longer looking to make a move, then you need to communicate these changes to me. Second request, when you go for an interview, it is important that you call me straight afterwards. It is crucial that I speak to you immediately after your interview. I need to speak to you before I speak to my client. The reason for this, if my client calls me before I have spoken to you, then my client may think that you are not as keen and enthusiastic about this position and opportunity as they are about you. Third request, at offer stage. When it is time to make a decision, my third request from you is that you make a decision. I have no problem with a no. If you have considered all of the facts and you have made a decision that is best for you and your career, then a no is fine with me. A yes is of course great. I do, however, have a problem with a maybe. When you have all the facts and information to make a decision, then a maybe is not acceptable. The speed and decisiveness of your decision sets an example and demonstrates to your future employer your own decision-making skills, which helps sets the stage up for your success. Fourth request, are there any skeletons that you are hiding in the cupboard, anything that I may find out later in a reference? My last request, request 5. I am always looking for referrals of high-caliber professionals such as yourself that fall into the top 10 to 20% of their professional group that are open for new career opportunities. Who are the top people in the industry that you know of that are also looking to make a move? Are you able to share 1 or 2 names with me? I promise to keep your name confidential. They will not know where I got their name, unless of course, you are happy that I tell them that you referred me to them. Communication. Communication is important. You will receive regular emails from me. If it is urgent and I need to speak to you, I will call you firstly on your cell phone or direct office number. If for some reason I cannot get hold of you, I will then call the office and leave a message for you. I will only leave my first name and my cell number. If we did not take our candidates' confidentiality seriously, then we would not be in business today. Maintaining your confidentiality is my priority. Every time I communicate with you on the phone, I will always make sure that you can speak freely first, before I tell you the reason for my call. Peter, thank you for your time. I enjoyed our meeting, and I am honored to be representing you to industry. Please remember to keep me informed of any changes. If you have not heard from me, then it is because I have nothing important to share with you. If I were to contact all of my candidates on a regular basis just to stay in touch, then I would have no time to proactively source new opportunities. It is therefore important that you keep in regular touch with me.